Hey guys, welcome back to Antiquated Builds. Today we've got an ancient Greek farmhouse tutorial, or more sort of a farm estate, based around a courtyard and one ancillary building for hay, which could be expanded on. Typically these farmhouses in ancient Greece and the Hellenistic period of ancient Greece were based around farm courtyards. In this example we've got more of a garden than a farming agricultural courtyard. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. It's a bit of a trust the process. We're going to be doing it layer by layer and it's a bit complex, but yeah, hope you enjoy. So we're going to need a base of 25 by 25 by small area of 15, a bit of a large square. It's a large area, but most of it is actually just courtyard and boundaries. So here we're just going to be filling in with packed mud to form the first area of the path. And we're going to go 5 from the edge of the boundary. But then also we're going to be going along 2, almost all the way to the edge. And we're going to be filling that in. We're then going to be taking another 2. We're going to be running all the way almost to 3 blocks from that corner there, as you can see. And we're just going to be filling that in again with just packed mud this time. This time we're going to take some sandstone and we're going to just do 4 along here, 4 by 2. And this is going to form us the base. It comes 3 from the edge and 2 along from that corner. And this is going to form the front of our hay store building. Now here we go, we're going to just be placing 1 block in the middle for the doorway, and then it's going to be going inside. We're going to go 3 wide by 5, so 5 long, and that's going to form the interior of our hay store building. Now just here we're just going to be taking again sandstone, and we're going to be running it all the way along this edge of this packed mud. So we're just using normal sandstone. I mean, we could use any sandstone, depends on what you have if you're building in survival, but it seems most sensible to use this type of sandstone. And we're going to go 3 long. So we're going to go 3, so it's more like 4 wide, and we're just going to fill in this area. And now we're just going to be basing the floor, so the floor of the houses themselves, or the main rear farmhouse. And this is just going to come 1 in, so we're going to have 1 in for the door, and if we just follow along, and then we're just going to have 3 wide cobblestone. And again, this is just going to come all the way pretty much quite close to the back. It's a few from the back, so we've got about 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's 6 in total. And then we're just going to be filling this in. And now for the smaller building, just across the small tunnel bridge sort of thing that we're going to be building in this building, we're just going to be doing a thing. But right here we're just going to rectify a small little mistake in the base here, so we need to have it just 1 from the edge here, so just 1 from that red and white wall boundary. And we're going to be doing 3 wide, that is pretty much just as long as what was there before. So we have this nice base that's going to help us build the rest of this. So this is probably the hardest bit to do, but yeah, it's going to really help. So for the next step, we're going to take just normal coloured terracotta, and we're going to be running that all the way along the edge, and this is going to form our wall. So this is our wall boundary that's going to basically enclose the whole farmhouse. Now in this area we're going to leave 1, so we're going to leave 1 block clear for a doorway, and then we're going to run it all the way along the back. Now we're ignoring that little notch there because we're just going to be putting some extra decoration on there at the back later in the video. Now in this bit, for the hay store, we're going to be using white terracotta blocks rather than the normal colour terracotta. This could be done in any colour really. You could do this again in just normal colour terracotta, but it just adds a nice colour change as well. And you're going to get this small kind of HO shape that is basically set in slightly. And then for the main building, we're going to be just using normal terracotta again. So we're going to run this all the way along the bottom. and then we're going to have a small area in the middle, and then we're also going to have an extra 2 blocks at the back. Now we're going to have to go to the other side as well. So on the other side, and just bear in mind there's a small little mistake here, so we're going to have this come right to the edge of the wall, and then we're going to have it run on top of these sandstone blocks. So you have a 3 wide tunnel underneath in the middle of the building. Okay. Now we're going to take some stairs, some spruce stairs, and this could be done in any wood as well. It looks best in spruce, but it could be done in jungle as well. And then we're going to take some granite walls, and that's going to form our doorway. Now just while we're here, we're just going to add some hay in. I mean, you could use this for anything. You could stick, concrete powder, or you could stick, gravel in here, whatever you want. Something that just looks like is agricultural products stored. And then just for reference in future, we're just going to put down some pots. So this is typically where the pots would be in your house, and then just pots for storage. So this is where we're going to put our pots for the back. And then we're going to have some pots at the back in this area, and in this back corner as well. Now we're going to take some flowering azalea leaves. Now this could be done with any leaves, but this is going to basically bound our garden. So these are going to be our bushes. So we're going to have that area is going to be enclosed off. The area to the right is not enclosed. And then we're going to run these leaves all the way to right in front of that granite wall. Then we're going to leave a gap for 3. And then we're going to run these all the way to that terracotta wall. And then the last thing, almost the last thing for this step, we're just going to add the base for our olive tree that we're going to be having in the corner. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just start basing the inside. So we're just going to take some bookshelves, and then we're going to take some stairs, and we're going to make a little seat. And then we're going to start looking at our kitchen. So just going to put some barrels down. This is a utility kitchen space, put an andesite. So we're going to have a small column that's going to run up there, a cauldron, some furnaces. I mean, this could be used really for anything, but I'm using it as a kitchen. And then at the back here, there's a slight mistake. So what we're going to have to do is just going to have to fix this back wall. So this back wall is going to move in by 1 block. So just remove some of the terracotta, pull it in, and then we're going to put our pots in there. And then basically we've got like an animal feeder at the back. So you could keep your pigs or whatever you want back here. And stick a composter down there while we're at it. Now this back room here is also going to be used as a storeroom. So we're just going to stick some barrels in here as well. And another pot. As well as just fixing this door. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to put some extra pathway in here as well. So this is going to run all the way to the back, and it's going to split the house in 2 pretty much. Now that we've done the path, we'll be ready to move on to our next step, pretty much. But we're just going to add a couple of things. So right at the back, we're going to need to add some bamboo signs as well as we're going to need to add some fences. So we're going to have a little bit of a shade right on the back. So we're going to just put some fences 1 block from the edge. And then we're just going to encase all of our, but not right that, but we're going to put all of our bamboo signs all along the back of these pots. And these are basically just going to be like the bounding boxes for our pots, pretty much. Now for our next stage, what we're going to do is we're going to take smooth quartz. So just the smooth quartz blocks, not the quartz block, smooth quartz. And we're going to be basically building our outer wall. So we're going to take into the corner, and we're just going to leave some large gaps for where we're going to put in columns. So on this side bit, we're going to run these blocks all the way to the back. Then we're going to put 1 on the edge here, and then we're going to add another one as well. We're going to leave a gap of 3, and then here we're going to leave a gap of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to run this all the way down the back as well. Now here we're sort of going to do a similar thing. We're going to leave a big gap, and we're going to come right to the edge here, so in line with the building. And then we're going to basically line straight on top of our hay store, as well as leaving a couple of gaps for windows. Now in this building itself, we maybe want some smaller windows because it's a hay store, so we're going to use some smooth quartz stairs so we get small window openings. And then in this back area, you could place them either way. I mean, this way, I'm just going to be placing them this way. You could make it symmetrical. I'm making it asymmetrical because it looks quite cool. And then we're going to just leave another extra gap, so 3 blocks in that corner. Now we're going to take diorite walls, and we're going to place them on every other block so they don't connect to the courts. And this is quite important. And that allows us to get that sort of column look. And we're going to be doing all the same for all of these openings in this wall. And back on the side as well. So you basically get a semi-see-through wall, which is kind of a typical thing. Then on the main house, we're going to hit smooth quartz, and we're going to leave a couple of gaps for windows. Now we're just going to be leaving these completely empty, these gaps, because we're going to fill them in with something else. Then we're going to run solid quartz all the way along the back and the sides for this area of the building. Now for the side store, we're going to do the same thing pretty much, so it's just going to add an extra bit to our tree, and then we're going to take granite walls again, up again, and then what we're going to do is take red nether bricks, extend around the site upwards, fill in that area, and then we're going to put some more bookshelves, as well as keep on building our stairs that go up to the top floor. So right here we're just going to be taking some mangrove doors, some warp buttons, some acacia trapdoors as well, so they're going to be our windows. And then we're also going to be taking, again, warp buttons, as we've just got rid of. So we're going to place mangrove doors as such. And then what we're going to do is acacia trapdoors, so they open inwards like this, so they kind of work as like shutters. And then we're going to add a little bit of colour and detail with some warp buttons, because it gives a nice blue colour. And then they're going to be running these areas as well. We're going to leave the back, because the back is probably an area where it's a bit more just plastered and less decorated, a bit more utilitarian. But the side we can add some buttons as well as that corner. Now we're going to take some spruce fences again, so we're just going to fix that corner. So if you didn't notice, it was probably just placed in the wrong place. We're going to extend them up again. And there we go, ready for the next step. So what we're going to do for the next step is we're going to take, again, some smooth quartz, and we're going to fill in a lot of these areas. So the hay store, we're just going to fill in on top. We're going to leave a space for the door, and we're going to put an upside down smooth quartz there. Then we're going to take our smooth quartz blocks to the center house, and we're just going to fill in again. But on top of doors and windows, we're going to make it so they're upside down stairs like we've done in other places, because it just adds a little bit of extra depth. And we're just going to keep filling in. Side building as well, we're going to do the same thing. Except on this window, we're not going to put an upside down stair. So it's just going to be a solid block on top. But on the door again, we're just going to put upside down stair. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come to the tunnel. And we're going to place some upside down stairs as such. So not on this edge, but on this back one, every 2 blocks. So you get a slight gap between them. And on the outer wall, we're just going to, again, just go solid quartz, fill all the way along the back, on all sides, until we're basically finished with this bit. Some polished or cut granite, and then some brick slabs at the back. So we're going to build our shade at the back. It's like a little roof area to shade our pots, and that's going to go on top of our fences. And then we're going to take some red nether bricks again. We're going to go on top, and then we're going to place bamboo signs as like a kind of gold stripe that runs around that. Again, with extending andesite back up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, in some areas, not all around all of the building, we're going to place some fence gates and push them inwards. Now these are going to support some small shades that we're going to put on top of them. And the same thing here, we're just going to fill in some doors as well. So any places that we've forgotten to put in doors, we're going to put in some doors. And while we're at it, just fill in some extra hay. And hey, there you go. Ready for the next step. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to be placing some spruce planks every 2 blocks, with some exceptions, but in most cases every 2 blocks. Over this arch we're going to be just going solid. Every 2 blocks we're going to leave a 2-block gap. Here we're going to leave a 2-block gap, 2-block gap. But obviously on top of the archway it's going to be solid. And then on the back of this building it's going to be 2, 2, and then we have a 4 wide gap. Now at this side bit, it really depends on what you want to do. I mean, you could really have it split in half. You could do 2 at the front if you want. I think it actually looks, well, you see later in the video, we're going to change it slightly, but yeah, the idea is that we're going to fill in all of this with upside down stairs. So you add a bit of depth and it looks a bit planky. And we're going to fill it in as such. And then just around this as well. Then from the stairs, we're gonna have to fix this. I don't know what's going on with it. There we go. So we're gonna run it and we're gonna do upside down stairs, and this is gonna give you like a rafter pattern in the roof. It's just gonna look like your rafters are running across the ceiling. As such, you can see you've got this depth in the roof. It's quite cool. We're going to close out our stairs. That's going to go up to the next level. And then we're going to just fill in with bookshelves. Now on this bit here, you can either put it as a stair if you can make it work. Here I'm just going to make it a solid block for the sake of the video. It just makes it a bit simpler as well. And then we're going to place a spruce trapdoor on top. Now this is important for the floor, because otherwise it's going to look like it's floating basically. So we do need to put a trapdoor there. And then we're just going to put an extra bookshelf there, because why not? Now the same we're going to do for the actual store building next door, so the storeroom, and we're going to have these coming solid across. But what we're going to do is we're going to have it so it's basically like a ceiling inset in these cases. So we're going to put upside down stairs, and we're going to try and have it so it matches all the way around. So we're going to have to actually go underneath to check if it's working properly. So that one's working, this one's not, so we're going to fix it. Trust the process, guys, it's coming together. And then this one as well. Now we're going to go ahead and just finish up the top of this building. So start finishing the top of this one. And we're going to just run the quartz blocks along the top. And then upside down spruce stairs. Upside down spruce stairs again. And then on the inside, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to do upside down spruce stairs, and we're going to basically circle it around so you have that indent in the top. But in the middle then, what we've got to do is then we've got to take spruce slabs and just fill it as so. And then look there, you've got this nice indent in the ceiling. Now on the back, we're going to have to take some spruce fence gates, and we're going to have to run these at the back, and these are going to be poking out a bit. So we're going to push them in. And the same on the front as well. So there we have it. We're on to the next little bits of detail. So we're going to add some more azalea leaves. And then campfires. So on top of where we've got all of these fence gates, we're going to put some campfires and we're going to just knock them out. And they look like little wood shades that are a bit more makeshift and they look less formal, but they look quite cool as well. And then on top of your perimeter wall, you're going to run all your bricks, so all your brick slabs, all along the top, all the way around the building. And this is going to finish off pretty much your wall. And next, on the next step, we're going to get our full brick blocks. And we're going to just run them on the top in a square. Take our brick slabs and run them on the top here. And on the front as well. And while we're at it, we're just going to finish off this one. So you're just going to take your slabs. I mean, you could just fill this in. You could use this as like a little loft space. You could put some chests up here, but I'm just going to just leave it and just finish it off with some bricks. So it's basically slabs going up. Now on the side, it's going to take some spruce sides, and this is going to be kind of like a wood frame on the side of the building. And we're going to do it like so. Now the next part is we're going to take some brick walls, and we're going to start making a balcony space on the front. So we're just going to put them in these places. And you can use the azalea leaves and the campfires as a good reference point, and then we're going to take some smooth quartz blocks and we're going to run it all the way along the back. But what we're going to do is we're going to run it straight and we're going to ignore that block there, all those blocks on the back, because we're going to add some more brick walls there. Now one from the edge we're going to then place on top of that trapdoor, and we're going to run it all the way back to then join up with that smooth quartz block we placed earlier. Now we're just going to knock some holes out for doors, make some walls on the inside to split up our rooms, add an extra door on the outside to get back out onto the balcony, and then we're going to place some spruce fence gates in some areas just to split up our balcony area, as well as just add a railing on the side, as well as some extra bits of azalea leaves in some places. And again, we can use whatever leaves we want, to be honest. And on the front. Now on the back, as I said before, we're going to have to add some more brick. So we're going to have brick walls right on top of those full spruce blocks. So not on top of the stairs, just on the blocks. And here we're just going to fix something. So it looks kind of better if you just place it right on top. And for our next step, just to do some more detail inside, we're going to add some of our bamboo screens that we've seen in a couple of videos before. Going to place some just barrels up here. I mean, this could be partitioned and like split up any way you want to. Just place some carpets, add some slabs as a nice bench. Again, we're going to add another fake wall there, a bed, and then we're going to have a yellow bed in here. So this is going to be the main bedroom with some then bookshelves and a bit of an office space in the side as well. So we're going to add some scaffolding and some lecterns and whatnot. And in survival, these could all be changed to like chiseled bookshelves, or if you like you chiseled bookshelves or something else, you can use something else as well. And then just on the outside balcony, we're just going to add another bench of a mangrove slab. Even though you can't really access this at all, it just still looks quite cool. And there we have it, ready to move on to the next stage pretty much. We just have to keep building our olive tree. We're going to come back to this later when we do the full landscaping bit. So again, we're back with our smooth quartz again. And we're just going to leave a few window gaps. So if you just follow me as I build this very slowly. And leave window gaps in places that I'm showing here. But also if you like another way to build it, you can leave other window gaps. So at the back here, we're going to leave a gap of 3. And then we're going to fill in this wall here. And then on the front here, we're going to leave a couple of gaps as well for windows. This side wall is going to be solid, and so is the back wall. Now this time we're going to be using smooth quartz stairs, so we're going to have an upside down stair here to have a small square window. And we're going to be doing most of these upside down. Some of them are going to be normal height, or we can just do them all upside down as well. And it's sort of a thing where you can go and you can look and say, you know, what windows do I like the most? Just going to extend these bricks up as well while we're at it. So just using some brick walls, and then as we get to the back, what we're going to do is just going to add 3 right next to each other. So just get 3 nice small openings at the back of that bed. Nice, and don't mind me changing the weather here just to fix the lighting. So, but the next thing what we're going to do is just going to extend our screens up. So we're going to take more bamboo, extend those upwards as I struggle to move. There we go. And then back here we're just going to keep on adding bookshelves and just keep topping off our plants as well. Now we're going to add some doors in. So we're going to add, as we've been doing on the outside, we're going to have mangrove doors on the outside, but then we're going to do something a little bit different for the inside. So we're going to put a bamboo door because it's got a nice window in it, and it matches with our wall dividers. And then on the back here we're just going to place some more spruce fence gates. Most of these are going to turn in as well, so like this we're going to just push them in, and yeah, you get the slight variation with the walls, but I'm not too bothered. We're going to leave those 2 there as well, and you get this kind of weird wonky shape, which in a way kind of looks quite nice because this is an ultra posh. It's still quite a nice like estate building, but it's much nicer than like a small, you know, peasantry build or whatever. And then we're going to run some smooth quartz blocks again all along the top. And this time we're not going to be using upside down stairs because it's just going to be hidden. So you may as well just use the 4 blocks in these areas. Now at the back we're going to use some bricks. So then we're going to run 4 blocks of bricks all the way along the back and side. And this is just going to work better in terms of making the roof because we've only got a 5 wide here. And then in this area what we're going to do is we're going to place, if I can place them, spruce trapdoors upside down, and this is going to have this like nice look of structure above in this ceiling area because it's a big area, but you can't really recess into the roof with stairs because it's quite tight, so it makes it look quite nice in that way. And then we're going to take brick slabs all the way along the top here as well, and then on the bottom of this block we're going to place brick slabs as well. We're going to push it out 1 as well, have it on the side, so it's going to actually come up a bit wonky on this side just so it works with the front. And then we're going to run it all the way along the back and push it back out, and we've got to actually just replace this block in this corner here as well. But we want these brick slabs to be overhanging as well, so I think we just missed one there which we're going to add in, but yeah. And then it's just again just pushing up these bamboo trapdoors up to the top, which we've been doing all along. We're going to add some spruce signs again for some extra structure, fix that slab. Some spruce signs on this top bit here as well. And then on top we're just going to take some extra slabs again, just to top this roof off. Going to go over the top of the quartz, and then on this bit over the top here. Now on here we're just going to leave it, and then all the way along this back here we're going to place slabs. In the middle we're going to do something slightly different to cap off the roof. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some stairs. We're going to take just brick stairs again, and we're going to try and run these all the way along here. Now at this point they're a bit difficult to place, so it may be useful to try and place something underneath, but if you're able to fly and shift an old space, you know you can kind of get away with it. Just got to be quite patient with it, as I'm doing, like so, very slowly. And there you go. And then when you go on the back, you can just place all along the back of them. like so. We're just running all the way along the back, and we're capping off the roof. And there we go, we got our roof. And it's pretty much done now. We've just got some extra landscaping to do and some extra details to do, but the main part of the building is done now. So here we're just going to, you know, add a bit more to our olive trees. We're just going to take some birch leaves because it's quite silvery, like olive leaves. And we're just going to randomly, you know, place in like a bit of a woolly shape. This could be done a bit more scientific or whatever, you know, design the tree a bit more, or just like import the tree. But for this case, you know, you may as well just, you know, just place some blocks. So I'm just randomly placing them here. There's not really much of a science to this, to be honest. Now we're going to come along the front wall, and we're just going to leave some gaps for some like nice pine trees that are going to poke up. So we can place them really where we want. I mean, sometimes if they're too regular, they look a bit weird. Then you can make them really regular and then have like a couple of changing. So here I'm going to put them mostly 3 apart, but then a couple of not 3 apart, and then you can make them different heights as well, but roughly the same height, so it looks quite nice. And then we're going to add another one on the inside here. And we're using jungle leaves, so it's quite a good colour. And then we're going to place cornflowers, or really any flower that you want, to be honest. I quite like the colour of the cornflower. And then this bit you can just add some grass or whatever. You could really just add some flowers too again. In here we're just going to add some more barrels, fill it in, add some more pots and whatever. It's really just a storeroom, you can put what you want in here. And then down the side, you know, I'm going to put some barrels this time. In the preview I showed some composters and some anvils. And then this side area is going to be your like animal rearing area. So maybe for a horse or pigs or cows or whatever, a dog. And I'm going to be putting some coarse dirt down in this corner. As well as a bit of hay too. So maybe this could be for a horse. Could add a fence post here as well. And then here in the preview I showed something like, you know, yellow concrete powder, which I was going to show as maybe like silphium, but here we can just put some more hay. Put some composters in the floor, might look quite cool. And then some extra coarse dirt. So this is really just like your agricultural storage space at the back, which could really be the front as well. Now what I quite like to do on some of these inside walls with some of these buildings is just place some vines. So you can just place some vines in areas, some tall ferns that kind of look like palm trees or whatever. But when we place the vines, maybe make sure to like place strings along them, because sometimes they just grow out of control, and then when they're like really flat they look a bit bad. And just place some ferns randomly in places. And pretty much here we go. So we pretty much have it now. So we just need to go in and just finish off some final details inside, adding in our lanterns, adding in some extra carpets. Make sure it's not dark inside. And yeah, we're just going to add a small carpet in the center. But really this is a very, in terms of like, you know, compared to last week's build, you know, this is a quite simple interior. You can really make these quite, you know, wild. I mean, I'm not the best in the world at making interiors. I know lots of people much better than I am at making interiors. But it turns out quite well. And you know, you can maybe put an armor stand here, put some, you know, Greek style, you know, heads or armor on this armor stand, and there we have it. Just as the sun's setting, nice view out. You've got your nice courtyard as well, and there we have it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed. I mean, this has been the Greek farmhouse, the Greek farm estate, and make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more videos.